In this video, we're going to look at how to increase and decrease an amount by a percentage without a calculator. So to increase £60 by 30%, I need to work out what 30% of 60 is. So I'm going to start by working out what 10% is. Okay, so 10% of 60 is 6, because to work out 10% of any number, I simply divide it by 10. Okay, and 60 divided by 10 is 6. Now to work out 30%, okay, which is 3 times more, I simply times it by 3, which gives me 18. Now because I want to increase the original amount by 30%, I need to now add it to the original amount, which was 60, and that is £78. In the next example, which is very similar, the difference is that I want to decrease £60 by 30, which means that instead of adding 18, I need to take it away, which gives me £42. In the next example, I want to increase £80 by 15%. So again, I need to work out what 15% of 80 is. I'm going to start with 10%. Okay, and I know that 10% of 80 is 8, because 80 divided by 10 is 8. Then I'm going to work out 5%. Okay, now 5 is a half of 10, so 5% will be a half of 8, which is 4. Okay, so we have a half, so then we need to have a half here as well. Now to work out 15%, I'm going to add, okay, 8 and 4, because to get 15% I need to add 10% and 5%. Okay, so that's going to give me 15%. Okay, and 8 plus 4 is 12. Now I need to add 12 to the original amount, which is going to give me £92. In the next example, I want to decrease £64 by 20%. So again, I need to work out what 20% of 64 is. So I'm going to start with 10%. 10% is 6.40. Okay, because I'm dealing with money, so I need to have 2 decimal places. Okay, so that's 6.40, because 64 divided by 10 is 6.40. Then I need to double it. Okay, because I don't have 10%, I've got 20% in my question, and that is 12.80. Now, because I'm decreasing the amount by 20%, I need to take 12.80 from 64. So 64 take away 12.80, which is 51.20. In the next question, I've got to increase £120 by 2.5%. Okay, so I can work out 10% first, okay, which is 12. Okay, because 120 divided by 10 is 12. Then I can work out 5%, and that is a half of 10, which is 6. Then I can work out 2.5%, which is half of 5%, and that is 3. Okay, so you can see that I can do that in steps. I could also divide 10% by 4 straight away to do it in one go. Now, so I know that 2.5% of 120 is 3, so I need to add it to the original amount, so that's going to give me £123. In the next question, I've got 72 pounds that need to be decreased by 2%. Okay, so this time I'm going to start with 1%. Okay, to get 1%, you need to divide the amount by 100. So that is 0.72. Okay, now because I've got 2%, okay, so that is twice as much. So I need to times 0.72 by 2, and that is £1.44. So now to decrease £72, I need to take away 1.44 from £72. And that is £70.56. Now I want to increase £120 by 16%. So I need to think about how I can make 16%. So for example, 10%, 5%, and 1%. Okay, 10% of 120, okay, is 12. Okay, because we divide the number by 10. So now 5 is a half of 10, so that's going to be 6. Now to work out 1%, you can divide the value by 100, which is 1.2. So now I need to add all of those numbers. Okay, so that's 12 plus 6 plus 1.2, and that is 19.2. Now because it's money, so that's 19.20. Okay, now remember we need to add the value to the original one, so that's 120 plus 19.20, which is 139.20 pounds. In the next example, okay, I need to think about how I want to make 38. There's multiple ways. You could, for example, work out 30, 5, 1, and 3, but I'm going to try and work out 40, 1, and 2, and then take away 2 from 40 to get 38. Okay, so I'm going to do 10. Okay, then 40, then 1, and 2. Okay, so to work out 10%, we need to divide by 10, so that's going to be 24. Okay, now I need to times it by 4. Okay, so 24 times 4, that is 16. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, 9. So that is 96. Okay, to find 1%, we divide by 100. So that is 2.4. Now to work out 2%, okay, we just double that. So that is 4.8. Okay, so now I need this value and this value. Okay, so I want to take it away. So I need to work out 96 take away 4.8, which is 91.20, because we're dealing with money. Okay, now this means that this is just 38%. I need to now remember to subtract it from the original amount. So that's 240 take away 91.20. Okay, and that is 148.80. Okay, 148.80 pounds.